my God.
My biggest fear was to keep my son safe.
To execute this mission.
Yes.
Otherwise, termination.
Yeah. Last 12 years, basically, I've been in fashion, designing, as I said, different items. I constantly remind him to be grateful for everything he has.
Write a letter to yourself in 5-10 years.
You have to identify, will this person help me to become the woman that I want to become?
Hello, beautiful ladies and gentlemen, as well, to this new episode. And I have an amazing guest. To be honest, let me just share quickly about how we met and how we actually got connected thanks to Instagram. So Tamara, who's sitting right here, so beautiful. Tamara actually DM'd me on Instagram, and we saw each other once a few years ago at the event right in Los Angeles. We got connected in Instagram, blah blah blah, and like the time passed by, and then you actually reached me out just a few days ago.
Yes.
And something happened. I will not share it because it's your story. And I was like, you know what? Why don't you come to the podcast studio and we record the podcast and talk about, female power and what does it take to go through some obstacles in life and what's happening in your life right now. So that's how we actually got connected. Tamara is sitting right now here having actually a really amazing, inspiring story. I would like for you guys to, share and listen to it because when we spoke, I was like so inspired myself. So thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for inviting me. And we had a conversation over the phone yesterday and we couldn't stop talking. It was very interesting and I feel honored to be here today.
Thank you. And also, Tamara brought me, she just basically came with this huge, beautiful bag. I don't know what is in there.
Let's open it.
So let's do unpacking here. And this is your brand, I see, right?
Yes, my name and last name.
Yes. Okay.
Mark
Can you see this? Oh, look at this beautiful bag. I look at the beautiful packaging. I love it. Okay, Okay, so okay, from here, let's show it. Ooh, oh my God. Da-da-dum. Oh my goodness, no way, you kidding me? Oh my God, look at this. Oh wow. Oh my God. I love it. Girl, this is actually me personally, I love hats. I have a bunch of hats and I'm like, how do I wear it from this side or from this side? From this side. Oh my God. Okay.
This side.
Wow. I'll just put this like this. This is so me. This is so chic, especially like Monaco sort of like style.
Oh, push this down.
Oh, this is so cool.
I told you could go with your outfit. I was right.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was like, okay, that's what I'm wearing for the interview. The box is amazing. The packaging, everything, all the details. This is so chic.
They come in different colors and based on the picture sent me your beautiful dress, I decided to give you blue. So they come in different colors.
So how did you come up with this idea to create the hat together with the scarf? Because like I have never seen anything like this before, seriously.
Yes. So I always loved hats. And besides hats, I've been designing different items. Jewelry, dresses, bags, just name it. And at the end, I decided to narrow it down. And hats are my favorite. So this hat, basically, my inspiration is Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, I love Roza.
So I love her elegant style, sophistication. So I wanted something beautiful, timeless, colorful,
elegant.
Yes. And I chose hats and I created my own collection. I have my own website where I sell my hats.
We should put like into the description, like so you guys can go and check it out for sure. I mean, look at this. I'll take it to Paris Fashion Week.
Oh, thank you.
Which is happening like literally in a few days. This is amazing.
By the way, all the parts are detachable.
And okay. So
Yeah, this comes up and the top part as well. So you can replace them with different color scarves part and the top as well.
Oh, I love it.
It's 100% silk. It was really
Yeah, I
unique,
feel it.
beautiful.
Very unique and very beautiful and so cool. I've never seen anything like this before.
You look amazing.
Thank you. Thank you for this present. I'm like,
Yeah.
really, I love hats. Um, and I do believe that honestly, women should wear more hats because it makes them so mysterious. And as you know, former secret agents, as a former secret agent, I used to have a lot of hats. I used to wear a lot of hats. And actually, hats is a really great tool to kind of like become somebody else and become this mysterious woman everybody would like to, get to know. So yeah, hats, it's like a really amazing tool, a very amazing piece to have in everyone's wardrobe. Yes,
It is. Yes.
very elegant. So how did you like how are you connected? Let's start from the beginning because like I actually didn't even know that you do fashion as well, that you create fashion pieces.
Yes, I come from fashion background.
Mhm.
I always loved fashion. I finished the art school in my country. I'm from the Republic of Georgia. Also, I'm a specialist of administration law. I finished the law school. I studied law, but I never practiced it
Uh-huh.
here in America. So last 12 years, basically, I've been in fashion designing, as I said, different items. But hats are my favorite. So,
Yes.
and I'm a person who loves exploring different fields.
Mhm.
Besides my creativity and design, I decided to work on myself, personal development. And 5 years ago, I took many classes, courses, and I became a certified life coach.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, such a big shift from, right, like from being, so from studying law,
Yeah.
okay, moving into like fashion and being a life coach, and also you do real estate a little
Yes.
bit, right?
Recently, I got my license because I think when we talk about coaching, it doesn't matter what's your profession, you need to evolve, you need to become the best version of yourself.
Mhm.
And I think it doesn't matter what you do in life, you need to spend some time exploring who you are, what you want to do, and work on your inner self. That's why I recommend everyone to read books about coaching,
Mhm.
and
Psychology.
psychology, how the brain works, and how relationships work, etc. It's very important. And it can be the main profession or it can be something else an addition.
Yeah.
But everyone needs to learn more about coaching and the power of the brain.
The power of the brain, the art of communication
Absolutely.
as well, because this is where we all the time, like we communicate with so many people in our life every single day.
Yes.
So, because we spoke yesterday on the phone a little bit to kind of like get ready for this interview. Your story, you were telling me that, like, you know me from Instagram basically, but my story does inspire you. And when I heard Tamara's story, it does inspire me. And we have so many similars as well because we're both single moms. Your son is
People are immigrants.
we're both immigrants. We have our little doggies, like we're also dog moms,
Hmm.
and
Almost the same age.
almost the
Both
same
like
age.
fashion.
Yes, as you
Both are
mentioned.
outgoing.
Yes. And we also do help others because Tamara also does coaching. I do coaching. And Tamara actually has a quite big community in Georgia because you
Yes.
speak Georgian.
Hmm.
So this is another also similarity. And we spoke yesterday about relationship with men. And I strongly like I have my principles which I do not betray and I always stand for my principles. I wanted to ask about your principles because like I mean it's up to you to share about your experience with men, but as a single mom immigrant coming to a new country with no money, with no family members, with no friends, how did you do it?
Great question. First of all, I do have a family member, my sister.
Good.
who lives in New York, and she was amazing to me. She helped me to navigate uh, as a new person in America. It was really hard, especially with my son. That time he was really young.
Yeah.
I didn't speak English at all. And it was really hard. But when people ask me, how did you do it? I don't want to picture myself as a victim. Yes, it was hard, but it was doable.
Mm-hmm.
I survived, and I'm grateful for everything that happened in my life. And so, first of all, I think the pain and your desire to live the best life helps you to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And the willingness to offer your own kids something better than you can offer in the present moment. So you're a single mom like me, and you would understand how important it is to never stop and move forward
Yeah.
and work hard and create a bright future for your own kid. But even though the main motivation was my son, I would say uh, also the biggest motivation was me, myself.
Good.
Yeah,
I love it.
because
Also hear that. Yeah.
absolutely, because when you do something for even for your own kid, basically you positioning yourself to be a victim,
Yes.
and you have to take care of yourself first of all, and then others.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if this other is your own kid. So my son and I, we live together. And from day one, I was pregnant when I broke up with my husband. Actually, he broke up with me. We both were 18.
Yeah.
And he told me he wasn't ready to handle the family responsibilities. And of course, I wasn't okay with that. But I decided to have my son and to give a birth to this new life, which really helped me to navigate in my life. And being a single mom, like it gives you some kind of unheard, unimaginable strength. It guides you in the hard moments, and it helps you it, to create the life you want to create for yourself and for your son.
Wow. This
Yeah.
is beautiful, but I know you probably had a lot of fears, as all of us, when we're moving or doing like we're getting out from comfort zone. When I moved here with my son, and then I lived in so many countries before, like, England and Greece and Switzerland and Italy and France, and every single time moving to a new country without knowing language and also without having any like
Mhm.
support members, so family members or friends or whatever, like it was extremely hard. But every time I have these fears, what if it won't work, what if like something will not go right or whatever.
Mhm.
What fears did you have?
Um, my biggest fear was to keep my son safe. The rest was easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew I wasn't the only person, immigrant with a kid in this country, and I was thinking if others can make it, I'm gonna make it too. And also naturally, I'm a super organized person. So when I have something to do, I just sit down, I write it down, all the actions that I need to take, and then step by step, I accomplish the goals. So I remember when we moved to New York first. So from New York, I moved here to California 4 years ago. I remember myself sitting down and writing down all these steps. First of all, the most important was for me to take care of my papers. So, and we got lucky. So I feel blessed that we're citizens, and this was my number one priority. Also, I knew that I needed to have shelter
Mm-hmm.
and to give my son basic needs, and I was able to work hard and provide us with the shelter, with basics, with food, with everything that any person needs to have from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I was sure about my abilities. I was very confident about my my vision, the vision that I had in my head created and on the piece of paper. So
Yes.
that's my strength, by the way. I want to tell listeners uh, to become very specific when they make plans and write it down, because everything what I wrote down, everything happened, including travelings, including some items that I wanted to own.
What about man?
That's still in the process. Okay. Yes. So it's very important to get organized in your head and in your notebook. It's very important. Yes. That's my secret.
This is your technique. Actually, as a in the spy academy, in the spy school, we actually like this was the most important technique. We would have to write every single morning like our plan and step by step how to get closer to executing certain mission. And this actually really working effective technique. And always do it like every day. Like if I wouldn't write it, on the paper manually, not like on my smartphone. Yeah, so it has to be written with my hand. So in this case, I remember. In this case, I know what to do, and it's very structured in my head.
Yes. So you give the meaning, whatever you're writing. So you know it's important. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in the list. Because it's in the list, you have to find the time
Yeah.
to make it happen. So uh, all my life, I've been doing this. No one told me. I just figured it out because I don't have good memory. So I didn't know how to um, memorize so many mental notes that I've been making. So I figured, why not to write it down? Like, and it really helped me. And then I realized more you write stuff, more vivid they become.
Yes.
Then you go through every day and you look at your list and you think, okay, what can I do today?
Yeah.
From this list.
Yeah.
What can I accomplish today? Even if it's the easiest task, it still gives you satisfaction that you accomplished something.
Yeah. And it was productive day.
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely. Do you teach your son to do the same?
Yes, I do.
Does he do it?
Uh,
But
sometimes,
he's 18 years old, guys, and he already owns 3 businesses
yeah,
at 18 years old
yes,
himself without like any help or whatever. Like, he did it himself, which is amazing. I think this is your education because, again, education is all about coping. So our kids copy our behavior and they implement this in their life.
Yes, and I would say it's very important also to be honest with your kids and not to pretend that everything is fine. I've never lied to my son that sometimes we had hard times, financially maybe, or any other ways. And as a family, we would sit down and we would speak about it. I would share with him, you know what, Luca, now I'm going through tough times and your understanding will be important to me. And being honest helped me to reshape his mind.
And also build this strong, loving relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have it also with my son. I wanted to ask you, when did you start to to share about kind of like your family challenges with your son? Like how old were
From
you?
the beginning.
From like beginning when he was a little baby?
Yes. Of course, I wouldn't bombard him with like heavy stuff. Yeah, I would just tell him, you know what, look, I'll be late today because I have to work and I want you to be understanding. And I remember when we lived in New York, I had cameras in the house. And from work, I would just monitor him like from the cameras, and she would complain. And at the end of the day, I would explain to him that's important because I need to be relaxed, that you're safe, and I want you to be okay with that. So that's how I trained his brain. And after years, he became a person who wants to make me happy. He always tries to prove to me that, Mom, I'm a good boy, so don't worry about me. I can accomplish big goals. And that's why 4 years ago, he started in this business, this bike repairing business.
Yes.
And he's he's very successful for his age, and he's a hustler, hardworking, and I'm very proud of him. No drugs, nothing.
Like companies or something.
Yes, 24/7 he thinks how to make money, how to be successful, and how to make me proud. And I'm a proud mom.
No, this is so beautiful.
Yes.
And you did it yourself. This is your achievement.
Yes.
You raised him yourself from 18 years old, where you actually were like a girl yourself. You were a teenager.
I know that the love we have towards our kids, it helps us because there is no book how to be a good
Yeah,
mom. So we
unfortunately.
do everything intuitively. And the love we have, that love guides us and helps us to raise our kids better. And also, I never had a chance when I moved to US to start my own business right away. And we always implement the ideas that we couldn't accomplish to our kids. So I remember when he turned 10, I started buying business books. And I would just put the books on the table like nothing happened. I would leave, and next day I would ask him, "Oh, by the way, I left some business books. Did you take a look?" And he would say, "Yes, mom, I read a couple of pages." So that's how little by little I implemented all this. I put the seeds in his head.
Yes.
So he doesn't know that, but probably after listening this video, he'll be like, "Oh, mom, so it's your fault that I'm so entrepreneurial," because basically I wanted him to be a business-minded person, and I will build this personality during this last 8 years, actively buying business books, talking about business, uh, the importance of being financially independent. But I always help him whenever he needs, but he knows that he needs to create his own wealth and his future.
That's amazing. That's amazing what you did and what you still do for your son. It's so beautiful.
Thank
As a single mom, I don't know how many ladies who are single moms watching us right now, but I have a question
Mhm.
to you from your own experience. I felt, and I still do, guilty in front of my son for not giving him the right male role model. I felt guilty that I didn't find the man, the right man, in my head, who would be the good, guiding man in his life. And I speak with my son about that. So I felt guilty so much about this kind of things. Have you ever felt guilty about this?
Yes, I did. And, mm, you know, it's our fault that we feel guilty. I'll tell you why. I have friends, um, they have kids, and fathers are involved
Mhm.
after a breakup in their kids' life, and kids are not happy. So I have also friends, they're married technically,
Mhm.
they have partners in their lives, kids' father, I mean,
Mhm.
and kids still not happy.
Mhm.
So it's very common when a kid has a mom and a dad as well, but the family doesn't function well
Mhm.
and kids suffer. Statistically, it's really hard to make the numbers when like more than 10, I would say probably 10% of the families function well and kids are happy. You can,
Only
yes, you can,
10%.
yes, you can do research and you'll get this number. So knowing that helped me to explain to my son
Mhm.
that we belong to the group of people as family that we don't have a male figure.
Mhm.
But that's totally fine because some kids will have male figure, they're not happy in their families. So we have to accept that. We have to be okay with that. I know your boy, you need someone to have in your life, but it's not the end of the world.
Mhm.
You're smart, you can figure it out, and fortunately, I always had a male friend, and my son always could go to him and ask questions and advice, etc. And my son's father technically still he's still around, even though he lives in Georgia. My son can always call him and ask advice or have a conversation, but naturally he doesn't want to do that because there's this connection between them.
Right.
Because we live so long here in America and he's in Georgia, even though every summer I send my son to Georgia.
Ah, so he sees his
Yeah,
kid every
yes,
summer.
yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, I always help them to maintain this connection, but something naturally didn't click, and I can't force it. That's my son's decision, and I respect that. So it's not like that he doesn't have this source or resources to connect with his father. He does, but he chooses not to. And it's funny. Nowadays, when we have AI in our phone, like
Yeah.
basically kids, they don't need to ask a question
Yeah.
to their uh, parents. Like AI does everything for you, and sometimes it can be more reliable than. I know I shouldn't compare like a human, like father figure to AI, but it boils down to the like questions asked and answers given. So AI can do that.
Yes.
I know it might sound silly,
No,
but
no, no.
that's the experience I have with my son. So
Mine too.
he
Believe
would
me.
say, "Mom, why should I even ask you? Like, I can ask ChatGPT and I can get all the answers about business, about life, about what's going on." Like, so that's something that we have to consider. And back to your question, I never wanted my son to feel like he was incomplete because he didn't have father. And I always remind him, especially when we go to his general doctor, when we see kids around us sick and having all these health issues, I always remind him, look, you're so lucky. I'm so lucky that we're healthy. We have each other. And so many kids, they don't have health. They don't have even mother and father.
Yes.
So I constantly remind him to be grateful for everything he has. And life could be worse.
Much worse.
So much worse. So he lives in a great country. He lives in a great city.
Already has money in businesses.
Yes. So it's okay if if he didn't have father figure. And in the future, he might find good friends, mentors, and he can fulfill himself better. So um, I don't know. I cannot change that. I have to just accept it. And I made it easy for him as well. So we're cool.
No, I love it because eventually I had this conversation with my son and I said like, listen, I want to apologize because, due to our situation, his father passed away when he was 1 year old. And I said like, I wanted to give you the father figure and, my father could be maybe a father figure, but he lives so far away, it was impossible. And then, um, thank God to have my cousins who also kind of like gave a little bit like man male support or like understanding how the man should be. But he told me recently, he's 15, right? He said to me, Mom, it's totally fine. Don't feel guilty. You do your best. Like, I'd rather to see you happy alone
Oh,
than unhappy with the guy who doesn't deserve you.
oh my God. He's a great kid.
Thank you. We should connect our
Yeah.
kids. Yeah, we should introduce them. So, I felt kind of like maybe in the beginning, I was like, oh, also for me, maybe I should do like, this for not only for him, but for also me. And then I wouldn't say I didn't try. I did try to have, to settle down and have like a family oriented life. But I don't know, maybe due to my post traumas, working in the military and being many times raped and abused and losing trust with men, and I'm slowly recovering and slowly learning how to trust men. I don't know, many to like different reasons. And I don't say like men are bad. Like I love men. I know that there are a lot of amazing guys. Um, and I see them. I see this example, this amazing husbands, loving husbands and fathers.
Our kids will be future husbands and fathers, so we have to truly believe. I'm sorry, interrupting you.
Yes.
We truly have to believe that there are good men out there.
Yeah.
And our kids will be one of them.
Yeah.
And because if we say in front of our kid, they're, guys are bad, they're this and that, they're gonna have limited beliefs about themselves. So I never do that. I never said anything bad about his father also.
Good.
I might not say anything good, but it's nothing bad. It's his decision. I always wanted him to make decisions by himself without interruptions.
Yes.
And involvements. So, yes. So I feel like your son is going through maturity.
Yeah.
Like my son, they both are grounded. They appreciate all the work we've done
for them.
and we still do. And this is like endless process. It's gonna continue. It's gonna change the forms and shapes. Well, they might not need us as much as they needed us in the past. Sometimes I have to beg my son to hug me and kiss me. He doesn't want to do that. I understand that's the natural progression of the relationship. But I have my puppy, so I can hug her, so I'm good.
Same, but my son still hugs me. He's okay, maybe because he's 18. Yeah. But in the whole thing when my son told me I'd rather see you happy, I also that time I choose me. So I choose me building myself, also building my career, having more skills as I can, serve people, serve women as much as I can, do beautiful things what I can do, helping others and all that. Because as I said yesterday, relationship with men also requires a lot of time and efforts you invest. And I've done that sort of part. At the moment, I'm so focused on this, fulfilling myself and improving myself and constantly working on that. Do you feel that what stage of life are you?
First of all, let me point this out. Without him giving you permission to live your life, you wouldn't be able to do it. You might still do it, but you would always have this feeling like maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I should focus on
Guessing.
dating, meeting some guys and creating this family vibe for my son. But he loves you so much, and he appreciates you so much. He gave you freedom to choose yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what my son also did.
Oh.
He told Mom, whatever makes you happy. That's my heart melts when he says this to me.
Oh.
So your question was where I am at this point in my life?
Where are you heading? Where do you see yourself?
So I'm 38, and that's the natural progression of life when you're approaching your 40s. I'm not saying 40 is bad. I'm just saying we become more mature. So we think more about to settle down, especially when you accomplish your goal. In my case, my goal was to take care of my son for the first 18 years.
Yeah.
So I accomplished this goal.
Yeah.
Now he's 18, of course he still needs me, but now I have more time to focus on myself. And it's a really good question because lately I started thinking should I invest my time in the relationships and build my personal life?
Yeah.
Or should I use this free time to pursue my career, my plans, my goals? And I realized one thing, that I don't belong to uh, the women's category who are able to do both. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not able to do it, and I have to accept that.
To be like
To
the wife and the entrepreneur.
Yes, or be in the relationship
Oh.
and full force pursue my career.
Mm.
Because basically, when you do both, none of them really brings the real results. You're divided. So,
So you choose like priority.
yeah, yes,
So priority is number one, of course, is you and your son,
of course.
and then what goes next?
So now I'm in the middle of decision-making process to choose personal life or choose my career.
Mhm.
And I want to tell ladies that it's doable, it's possible, but it requires having next to you a guy who's gonna help you to do both. And if you're lucky enough and if you are with a man who helps you to accomplish both, gives you mental, like a mental comfort, emotional comfort,
Mhm.
you can do both. It's doable. But if it's not,
Yeah, what if he's not there or he's not coming?
yes.
Should you even wait for this guy?
I would say there should be some timelines
Uh-huh.
because we can't sit and wait forever when for a man to arrive there from where he will be able to help you to move forward in your career or in your um, job situation, whatever it is, your plans, your etc. So we have to identify the guy we are with. Is this the guy who's gonna help us to do both, or is this the guy who just is self-centered and wants to take your time, your energy, enjoy your presence,
Mhm.
and he's not ready to give you what's also important, which is career and projects and fulfilling your other part of the
Life mission.
life mission. Yes. So,
So how do you, according to your experience,
Mhm.
how do you estimate and understand who is this guy in front of you before actually getting into serious relationship?
Yes. So first of all, we spoke. I've shared yesterday on the phone my opinion. It's very important to write down,
Mm-hmm.
especially ladies who are in their early 20s, who they are as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So what traits they have, what kind of qualities they have. If they don't have, how they vision themselves, what kind of woman they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Do they want to be high quality woman? Do they want to be a housewife?
Mm-hmm.
Do they want to be a career focused individual? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what's their vision about themselves? And what's their vision, most importantly, as a woman? Like, how they vision themselves as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you write down all these qualities and you see yourself becoming this person, then basically you have the framework. You know, if you're not that person yet, you know who you will be in the future. And then you start dating, right? Because even if you don't try, the life goes on and you meet people around you, right? You meet men. And even if you don't want to be in a relationship, you still meet guys, right? And you have to identify, will this person help me to become the woman that I want to become?
Mm-hmm.
So that should be the mechanism that every woman needs to use to
Yes.
identify is this person is right or not.
Let's talk about these red flags
Mm.
which you can spot and like at this man who's in front of you in order not to waste time and then finding out that actually the guy is all about like different kind of things even though he says he wants to because he wants you
Mm-hmm.
in his life, but then not to like waste time and understand, oh, this was
Yeah,
the wrong guy.
good
So
question.
yes.
So when you know who you are and who you want to become,
Mm-hmm.
then you ask questions and you're very honest with yourself and with the guys from the beginning. You ask
Mm-hmm.
questions. So this is what I want. So at early 20s, you might not want a serious relationship. Or for example, in my early or late 20s, uh, I had my son, but I didn't want to be in the serious relationship because I knew that would take me to the serious commitment, which is like marrying to a guy. And I never wanted a man figure be around my son because I was always very, what to say, I was scared someone would hurt my son. Since my wounded past that led me to that. It's wrong if you ask me. And every woman should let uh um life evolve, and if they meet a guy they should not have this fear that I had. But that's another story. But what I'm trying to say is identify what you want. How old are you? What do you want to like? What kind of relationship do you want to have at this phase in your life? Do you want to have just a nice boyfriend and just hang out and have fun? Or maybe you don't want to have a boyfriend and you just want some like lower level relationship with someone. That's totally fine as well. Maybe you're ready for commitment and you want to settle down and you want to have a husband. So communicate truthfully, openly, honestly with the person you meet before you establish any kind of physical connection with him.
I
It's
totally
very important.
Yes.
It can be the first date, it can be the second date or the third date, no more than 3 dates.
Yes.
You have
This
to
is
be
the
very-
rule, ladies.
Absolutely.
Remember
Yes.
this
Yes.
because I actually told about like the same thing in another video. This is like you just literally said what I said like a few videos
Mhm.
back. Yes.
Yes. And if you hear back, and actually guys are very honest. They sense with what kind of woman they have a date, and when you put them in the position that with your honesty you force them to be honest back.
Yes.
So they open up, they see you who you are, and they appreciate you. And if the guy is a good guy, they'll be honest with you. um they're gonna say, you know what, thanks for your honesty, but I'm not looking for that. And believe them. Whatever they say, even if it's not pleasant to hear, just believe them. If the guy says, you know what, I just want to have fun, and if you're okay with that, we can. And sometimes you might want something more serious, but because the guy is honest to you, so you might, be okay with that, right? And you say, you know what, I like your honesty. You're a cool guy. You know what? Even though I'm looking for something else, I'll be fine to have this kind of relationship at this
Or like to have a friendship in the beginning.
beginning. Yes. So honesty is the key because that forces people, not only men in general, women as well, like any kind of, it can be work related relationship, can be a romantic relationship. You force people to be honest back to you. So I'm not talking about like liars and players, manipulators.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to be super careful. I'm talking about average people, good people that we mostly communicate on daily basis. But ladies, be careful. You know, you might meet a guy who covers himself.
Have you ever met this kind of guy?
Um yes, I have.
Let's talk about how to spot these red flags if he is a potential manipulator or narcissist.
I have to give you an example which is not related to relationships. It's related to investments and finances.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Still
Meaning,
Yeah.
like, you have to risk something that you're ready to lose when it comes to investments. Same applies to relationships. So even though you sense that something is off and you still feel like, you know what, I'm gonna take the risk. I'll try. Maybe I'm wrong. And it's okay to be wrong and still try. But you have to have the time frame in your head. Like, okay, I'm gonna let this person to perform for 6 months, for a year, for 2 years, whatever it is. And also you have to communicate about this with the person and tell him, listen, um, I respect what you shared with me, that you don't want this or you want that. I've told you what I want.
I give you 2 years.
Yes, I'll give you 2 years
to execute this mission.
Yes.
Otherwise, termination.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Because time is precious. We can get our time back.
Absolutely. Especially for a woman.
Especially for women. Because especially women in their late 30s, because we're approaching 40s. After 40s, like
the life is different.
No. Life is not different. Life becomes even more interesting.
Yeah.
I'm approaching my 40s. But what I'm trying to say, after 40s, like this is like subconsciously we fear that we're not able to produce, we're not able to get pregnant again.
No,
Like
I still think
no. We're approaching to this stage when like naturally we decline. We still look great. They still like look amazing, but we can't ignore the fact that that's coming, and that's natural progression of like
our lives.
so yeah, we want this to be truth or not. That's the reality. So subconsciously we fear, like we have this fear that will I be still desirable? Will I be still beautiful? Will I be still someone who can have any guy? I'm not saying I live in this fear, but men, they're like wine. They become more mature like after 50
or 60 even.
or if
Sorry, guys.
yes,
I know some 20 years old guys are extremely
and they're not limited with reproduction, so they can have kids at any age.
Yes,
We
can.
decline in that when it's, I mean, it's a bad word to say decline, but what I'm trying to say is we have to be protected to our time, which becomes more precious after 35. So we have to be cautious about our time and with whom we invest our time, with whom we share these life moments, these happy or sad moments. Is this person uh, is the quality person who deserves our time, our emotion, our bodies, our feelings? If he is, after a certain time, he needs to perform. He needs to prove it to us that I'm the right guy and I'm willing to give you my heart. Not only like, basics, but more than that.
So we committed,
To commit to you, yes, mentally, emotionally,
time,
yes,
energy, efforts.
yes, because maybe there's somebody else who's willing to do this for you. And also important to realize that that's that's the phase in our life when we fight for our goals besides the personal life. So we have this time, so which is naturally precious because time is time, but it's double pressure because we need to decide where to how to invest our time. Should we invest in the personal life, or should we invest in our career, in our project? So it's more important after 35 to be very organized with our time because there's no time to waste our time.
Yeah, that's why for my beloved audience here, especially for ladies, especially for young generation, I actually have students which are 23, 20, even like 16 years old. I have like these girls, and I really would like to share how to spot like all these like red flags and how to spot who's in front of you, how to read people, not from just like spy techniques, like not from what we've learned, like just thinking logically and all this, but also gut feeling, but also what really helps you to identify who's in front of you in order not to waste time. Because we spoke yesterday, and I know how many women we know who are always girlfriends and they still waiting
Endlessly, they're waiting
for 7-10 years.
Yes, I have clients too, like 4 years, 5 years, like 9 years.
Oh my God. What are they waiting for?
You know, they're waiting that their partner one day will decide to commit to them. And when I'm talking about commitment, I'm not talking about like official marriage. I'm talking about something that can be symbolized with commitment.
Like moving together, for
moving
example.
together, or I don't know, something.
Having
Or,
like a family budget for
yeah,
joint account. I
yeah,
don't know, like
yes,
some
absolutely.
commitments like we exclusively
Yeah,
committed to each other. You don't see anyone else. I don't see anyone else.
yes, that they belong to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And like ladies in their you mentioned 16, that's a perfect age to be to build yourself as a woman. So I would
Yeah.
tell them, now it's the perfect time to become who you want to become on a piece of paper. Just write it down
Yeah.
and create your vision about yourself, and it will be so much easier to go life through with this understanding that who you are and what kind of person you need to have next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you meet the guys and they don't qualify, like, that's the red flag. Because some people, they're not like bad men or bad woman. We all have good qualities, and it's very tricky. It doesn't matter how much you try to memorize all these red flags and the personal traits. Guys are very attractive. They're like also learned how to manipulate women and
Yeah, of
how to
course.
hide their true selves. And like sometimes guys don't give you red flags, but they are manipulative. So, uh, but when you have this vision about yourself, and when you create some time frames for yourself, and when you start valuing your time
And boundaries.
then automatically you protect your life and yourself. That's the technique that I've been using, and it served me. And um I think that's the crucial element when you design your life. You have to be very mindful about your time and make this boundaries between people, not only guys, anybody can use your time and your emotions and drain you. So we have to be careful with that.
Yeah. So write a letter to yourself in 5, 10 years
Yes.
and stick to what you wrote to yourself. And then after 5, 10 years, you will read it again and see what has happened, what came through, and how was it.
It's like a filter, and doesn't matter what happens, you're clean, you're right. When you look at yourself in the mirror, when you go back and remembering all these like past experiences, your decisions that you made, you feel like, you know what, I was in charge of my life. I made right decisions based on this filter that you have. Because like if you don't give someone time, and you just follow your inner emotions and red flags, maybe there was the chance this person was the right person. Sometimes um you have to give them benefit of doubt. You have to give them a chance to perform. So that's why this time frame is important. Sometimes even our gut feeling can trick us. So that's why with every person we meet, we should give them time.
How much time do we give to a man from the beginning? Let's say you say, okay, so I want to build serious relationship, like I want to have a partner in my life. He says the same because he wants you. You're so beautiful. And then so usually, for example, according to your experience, how much time do you give to a man?
So ideally, it's proven, by the way, that when men and women meet each other, it takes only 4 months to identify if they're right match or
Not.
for each other.
And
Yes.
how intensive meetings should be?
Just regular meetings, maybe once a week or twice a week.
Okay.
Yes. Um, but like the time frame I'm talking about, it shouldn't be more than a year. It also depends how old is the woman. For example, 18 years old woman, girl can allow herself to be in the relationship even more than a year.
Right.
Because anyway, she's not ready to get married. She's not ready
Yeah.
for serious relationship, right? Because she's too young. And it's okay if she dates with a guy for 2 years, but no more than 2 years. Because at that age, you need to have experiences with different people. You need to explore yourself and meet different guys, because when you're in your early 20s, you know that in late 30s or early 30s, you need to make the right decision, choose the right man. So that's why you have to have experience dealing with different guys. So that's why I would say no more than 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
What if, and this is a very common thing, like, what if you're heartbroken after this breakup? So how do you go again into new relationship? What did help you, for example, going through like the breakups and everything, and how to still be open to a potential, you know, new boyfriend, a potential husband, and also give him this time?
So I think healing is important, and I always give myself time to heal. And
How much time? Kick yourself
you know,
to
it
heal.
depends. Like,
I'm all about numbers.
no, it depends. It depends. Um, Also, it can last longer if like me, if you're in this stage in your life when you prioritize your career, your business, your personal development. It's not just like how much time do I need to heal. It's about how much time do I need to give myself to build the empire that I want to build for myself. And sometimes to take a break from relationships, it's very healthy. So it's not like you break up, you take 3 months like off, and then you jump into the next relationship. If naturally someone like meets you on the way and like wants to become your part, and you feel like, wow, that happens soon, don't reject that. Take it and try. But if there's nobody around, don't start looking for them. Like, just stay quiet.
So don't go. You're sedating.
Not tell it. No, 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 don't.
Mhm.
Give yourself time and heal and rebuild yourself. And every experience makes you stronger, like builds you up. And
Mhm.
uh, as women, like, we become stronger, more beautiful, more confident. And that's why it's super important to have this time frames, because at the end you know that you did your best. So you don't have this regret saying, oh, maybe I made a mistake, maybe there was the chance, maybe I needed to give more time. No, you did your best. You're loyal, you're honest, you're a great girlfriend. You did your best, you served him, the relationship was great. At the end, if it didn't work, that's totally fine. You did your best. So you don't have bad feelings about yourself that maybe I did something wrong, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe there was the chance. No, not at all. You live the relationship, you're clean, you're confident, you honored your relationship, you honored your time, and you just take time to heal and move forward.
That's a beautiful thing. Does it help you when you decide to move on? And
Absolutely. It helps me a lot. It helps me a lot.
do you have any other tips maybe for our audience to share how to heal yourself from a bad breakup?
I've mentioned my desire to work on myself as a coach. So it doesn't matter what your profession, what you do in life. I think as a side hustle, as a side hobby, everyone needs to be in a coaching space, personal development space, because in the moments like this, that's your safety asset. So you can always go back reading self-development books,
Yes.
or listening videos, connecting with people, talking about your inner feelings, who you are. And each time you're going through some heavy moments in your life, it helps you to get more connected to your self-development process. So that's another tip I would recommend. Everyone should do it. Maybe sometimes you slow down in your personal development because you're busy with your partner, with the other stuff, which is totally fine. But when you have hard moments in your life and you feel like I need to heal, I need to um, recalibrate, restructure myself, and become a better version of myself, you should always go back to your uh, self-development routine, which can be waking up early, meditating, working
Yoga.
out, journaling, praying, like dancing, going out, using your time efficiently, reading, having deep, interesting conversations with your friends about different topics. So you have to nurture your inner self, and it helps with the healing. Like you become healed faster than any other person, and you don't see yourself as a victim. You come out from this relationship or any life experience um, as a winner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
as a
agree.
winner, because I told you yesterday on the phone, we were born alone, we didn't die alone. Like people come and go. We stay alone, you know,
With ourselves.
with ourselves. So we have to take care of ourselves and love ourselves.
Yeah, the most dearest, the most closest
Yeah.
person.
And it should be just the words. You know, I love myself. Oh, everyone can say that.
Yes.
But you have to prove to yourself that you love yourself um with your actions, with your real commitment, you know, with your everyday routine. That's the real let's say manifestation of
Yes.
self-love.
Of self-love. Yes. Do you use any other like practices, maybe female practices or techniques to live your self-love and self-esteem?
Affirmations.
Affirmation.
Affirmations help a lot. On the way here, I was telling myself, Tamara, you're the best. I love you. You're confident. Yes, you're confident. I'm proud of yourself. Um, and affirmations, you know, they really work. And some of my clients, they have this false expectations, like, oh, I'm gonna repeat a couple of affirmations, and next day everything gonna be better. No, that's the foundation uh, that needs to be nurtured every day. You have to believe what you say, that you're good, and you have to also act like no one is around you. Like when you're at home, nobody watching you. Even when you're home alone, you have to act like a lady. You are a lady. You have to practice in with the actions to love yourself, and you have to be always refined. You have to strive to be refined, and as much as you can, like fulfill yourself, like spoil yourself. Go and have a cup of coffee at the coffee shop, and enjoy your day. You don't have to have a lot of money to spoil yourself. You can go and buy $100 dress and make yourself happy and important. Or ice cream, like yes. Yes, we absolutely. Yeah, we forget that there's so many different ways that we can fulfill ourselves and remind ourselves that we're loved. And if we don't have a person who tells us that we're loved, and that's totally fine. Oh, yes, yes. And I train my son to tell me each time he calls me, "Mama, love you." So you have a kid, so train them to give you some nice words and words of affirmation. So it helps to build your self-esteem and feel loved.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be just a man. Anyone can give us this love. Like I can tell you I love you, and you can tell me yes,
And hug yourself. Yeah.
yes,
Do you do?
absolutely.
So you said about coaching. I was just curious, like, how did you come to this coaching after doing so many different things, like studying law and like also doing fashion and real estate?
Yeah.
Why did you have this call to help others?
Yes. So in 2020, when COVID happened, that time I was dating a guy who was very involved in coaching. He was a coach, very deep and interesting person. And we used to have deep conversations. And I remember the day when he told me, Tamar, like you're so deep and interesting. Why don't you try to coach others and help others? You have this burning desire to help others. You always, when I talk to you or when I listen, you're talking to others, your brain always works like, okay, what's the solution? How can we make it happen? So how to get from point one to point two, and how to make this smooth and less stressful. So your brain, the way you function, the way you think, it really um, it's a quality of a good coach. So you should try, at least try. So I've listened to him, and I met his coach, uh, and surprisingly, he was amazed. I remember we had the group session, and he asked us a question, goes, so what's your life purpose? So what's the meaning for you? Like, what do you want to accomplish in your life? And we were like around like 20, 25 people. And in the group, we were around like 20 or 25 people. And after this question, they all said like different life goals they had. Um, they said, "Oh, I want another car, new car, better house, more money, this and that." I was the only person who said, "I want to be able to help people." And I was like, I didn't think what I said. I just naturally, organically, whatever I thought in that moment I wanted to do, I just verbalized it. And the coach goes in front of these people, he goes, "Tamara, you're the only person here in this group who is able to become a coach."
Oh my God.
Because it's ingrained in your personality to help others. And I was so proud. Like,
You became a coach and those others 20 people.
I don't know what happened with them, but I pursued it. I took more classes, courses, and that time everything was online because it was
Yeah.
COVID. And so that time I lost my job, so I had more time to focus on reading, studying, and I started recording videos in Georgian language, and I started posting them, and my videos got like 150,000 views on Facebook. Because
Good.
yes, because Georgian community,
They love
they love
Really?
Facebook, yes. And people start asking me, "Can I book this session with you?"
People started to come to you
People,
after this video.
yes, yes. So, and I was amazed, like, because, I didn't know I had this talent. I didn't know that whatever I wanted to share with people, it would be so important that they would want to connect with me and book the sessions with me. And it was a great experience. I actively started group sessions, individual sessions, and that time I was living in Brooklyn, so I had clients living in Brooklyn. They would come to me, and having experience in fashion also helped me to restyle them, to give them like confidence through their looks, how they look, how they act, how their body language, their vibe, their energy. So it was a real, real interesting phase in my life, and I still do that, but
Is it for women or for men?
mostly for women. But
It's about personal growth.
personal growth and how to structure your life. So how old are you is always important, like your age, because every age has challenges. Like if you're too young, you have to focus on something that makes sense. If you are in the middle of, I don't know, in 30s or 40s, then you have different priorities and uh, different outcomes. It depends where you are and where you want to be. And I help them to sit, to understand, and positioning them on the map. And then, okay, what do you want? Give me 5 things that you want the most. And if you had these 5 things, which is can be personal life, financial, um, well-being. It can be, yes, it can be I want to have a kid. Okay, why don't you have a kid? Okay, what's the reason? Let's go deep and find the reasons why you can't have what you want. Or some people want to lose weight. So what's the reason? What holds you back? Why can't you lose weight? Or mm, or by the way, it's very important what I'm about to share with you. 80% of my clients, they suffer from not having confidence. And I remember I was telling them
80%.
80%. And also the beauty what I was doing is after each session, I would make the notes. And at the end of the month, I would just compare all the issues people had. And I would write the uh, um, report.
Right.
Okay, so what's the main issue? Why people hire me? Why do they spend money? And why do they need my service? What's their main concern? And based all this data, information, um, I found out that that's the number one issue people have. They're not confident. And it also helped me to realize that I'm not confident as well.
You
Yes. Yes.
yourself.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you're confident enough.
I have like no one is 100% confident.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
no.
I even me with all my past whatever, I have days.
Yes.
I'll be honest, and I have times when I like self doubt myself. And of course, when I realize, I'm like, okay, now my brain, why do you do it? Because of this and this and this. But really, like all of us, we have this
Yes.
days sometimes.
Yes. And I was telling my clients and I was telling to my friends as well, like, you can achieve anything you want. Uh and you don't really need so much time and energy. But when it comes to confidence, you have to really focus on building the confidence. And because that's the foundation of everything. You cannot be a good salesperson if you're not confident. You cannot have healthy relationships with your partners if you're not confident, if you're not bold enough to speak up your truth. You cannot be a good mother if you're not bold enough to have an open conversation with your kid and tell him or her that's where we stand, that's the issue, and I want you to be on my side. You cannot be a good friend if you don't have confidence to have open conversation with your friends. So the foundation of good a good life, I think, is confidence. And if I had any kind of power to change the books that the schools are providing, I would just provide the schools uh, from age 6, from the first grade. I would provide the kids with the books about
Thank
confidence.
you. That's what actually my dream is to build these
Yes.
schools, especially for orphanages and teach them the self confidence technique.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask you because this is, I mean, I have a similar situation. I would say even like 90% of women, when they come to me, the first thing is about self esteem and self confidence. So, just for our audience, because we actually have like a separate video about self confidence, but what are you taught like 3, 5 techniques how to boost your self confidence?
Um, always try to be fair. Always try
Yourself.
to yourself, to others, and never do things that you wouldn't do to yourself. Never
Betray yourself.
do not betray yourself.
Prin-
Always honor your principles and be loyal to yourself and your principles. So that gives you, no matter what happens in your life, if you stick with your principles, uh, you're gonna maintain the confidence level
And respect you.
and respect yourself. I'm not saying be like crazy about it. I'm not saying like don't have um, exceptions, but maintain at least 80%. Like when you communicate with yourself, when you communicate with people, be right. See things from their perspective. Try to help. Try to give options to people. Try to always create win-win situation. Don't be just me, egocentric. Um, Try to be kind to yourself. Don't be stupid. Don't be a nice girl. I'm not saying that. By the way, that's another topic. How not to be a nice girl, and because that's another reason why my clients come to me. Like they're super nice. Like that's the syndrome, like good girl, nice girl syndrome, and for that we suffer so much. So we have to always say sorry, and we have to be always be we have to always be super, I don't know, like soft and like pleasing. So that can kill our confidence. That's why it's important to know like what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. So when you have this framework, everything is the framework. Like everything happens in the dark room when you sit alone and when you hold the pen and when you write down all the qualities that you have and want to have in the future. You have to design yourself as a woman, as a person, and then everything becomes easy after that.
When you know yourself.
When you know yourself, and it's related to personal development. Like, because without personal development, how can you understand what is that? Like, if you, first of all, like my example, like if I didn't meet my ex-boyfriend who was in the personal development, right? I wouldn't know that it exists. Like, I wouldn't know that there are people, there are communities that they work on that. They have sessions, they hire coaches. I didn't know before. Like, he helped me to find out that there is something bigger than um like something more than just waking up and going to work and doing, like living life. There is another level of um, satisfaction, and it's called self-development. Because no matter what happens in your life, that's your ground, that's your foundation, and no one can break you. If you're healthy, if you're safe, and if you always try to help yourself become better person, and if you work, you read, you listen, you talk, that's the core values for every person that they can have in their lives.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. When you help your students, your clients, do you feel like you help yourself to?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't resonate with this self-development process and uh, techniques and etc. if I didn't need to be healed. So many people, they just live lives without knowing that our past experiences, our childhood traumas, they need to be addressed and they need to be healed. And we need to be aware that they coexist with our existence. Like, our inner child is still inside us, and we have to work with this child, and um, we have to listen to our inner child, and the true healing is there. And if you connect your adult version to your uh, child version, and if you forgive yourself, and if you say a hug, and you say, you know what, you might make some mistakes, and you maybe not you're not perfect, but I still love you, I still respect you, and let's sit together and let's design our future version, and let's be organized, and let's honor everything that we decide that we're going to do in the future, step by step. Let's have patience, let's treat others well, and let's be fair. Let's have some framework, some time with people, and let's live life in an organized way, because everything is organization. We have to be organized. We have to have our routine every day, and step by step, we're gonna get to the point where when we are 100 years old, we're gonna look back and we're gonna say, at least I did whatever I could do, and I didn't miss something that I could do, because I was thinking every day, what can I do better tomorrow? And in this process, I was doing something, because it's really hard when you're 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, and then you all of a sudden you wake up and you realize, like, I lived my life without acknowledging so many important things. And yeah, for me, what is important for me, like, you have to live everyday life like that's the last day in your life. You have
To be awakened, yeah.
to be awakened, because so many people they exist without, they breathe, but they're not alive. They're not alive.
They live in a dream,
They-
basically.
yes, and the reason why they do that is because no one told them that this kind of work can be done. That's why this podcast, the YouTube videos, all these social media platforms that um, um, help
Yeah.
help people to show them that, you know what, there is more than you think there is. Like,
Yes.
there is uh, um, another level of life, which is like you have to become detective. You have to dig down and understand who you are. And to me, any community that helps people to make them alive, I would cherish them, and I would be um like I would be so proud to become the part of them, because that's what we need to do now, that we have to help each other, show them that there is another level of life, and we have to introduce people this kind of lifestyle. It's a lifestyle, basically.
Right.
It's a lifestyle, and you belong to that. So
And also educate young generation, because look, education is scoping, and our children, when they see us behavior, like our behavior, and if we don't do that, they become literally like our meaning us. So we need to educate our children will educate their friends,
mhm.
all these platforms, like social media platforms, internet is also helping us to educate others.
Yes, I have something very important to share with you if we have time. 2 years ago, I had a fight with my son. He never liked to go to school, and this was the reason why we always had fight. And he left home. He ran away. He came home just for a couple of hours. No, 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 nothing, nothing major. And when he came home, he was upset because he did that and he hurt me, and he was about to cry. And I saw him um, leaving the house again because he couldn't cry in front of me. And if I didn't know how important it is to express our feelings, and if I didn't have the work done on myself, probably I would let him leave the house and I would just be angry and upset. But no, I stopped him. We sat down and I told him, Luca, it's okay to cry. It's okay to have feelings. It's okay. Society tells you, men don't cry. Cry. It's okay. And he cried. And since then, my son is able to express himself and show me any kind of emotion. So that's a small example that me being able to work on myself, it helped my son to be able to express himself, which is so important, because all the emotions we hold, then we get all the diseases, then we're not happy, we have depression, like all this, because all these hidden emotions, sooner or later, we're gonna pay the price. So I taught my son to be okay with his emotions. And that's another reason why we need to help others to be show them that it's okay if you have feelings. Don't always try to be perfect. Don't always try to be happy. It's okay if you cry. So I let myself to cry when I feel like I need to cry. It's totally fine. Um, and I want to tell you that men, especially, they feel this pressure. And as your boy's mom, I'm a boy's mom, so we need to be aware about that. That we should help them to express themselves the way they feel like it.
No, I feel
Her.
like it's been
Yes.
so meaningful and powerful, and I'm so happy that you shared those practices, those techniques, tips, which help you to go through, life obstacles, to be where you are at, and going through like different challenges, which is it's our life routine,
Mhm.
right? And also be able to help others to bring awareness, be the best version of yourself, to heal yourself, to be happy. And I'm so grateful you came here, and I hope you guys love it. And we'll leave your information at our description. You can go check out the hands, amazing hats. I saw you.
Book the sessions as well.
Yeah, book sessions, whatever you need. Tamara is here, so she will do like maybe some consultation or something online with you. So Bill, yeah, we'll leave us. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you. Thank you. You're amazing.